But listen carefully. I'm going to tell you what happened. So Greg invented this thing called CrossFit. He put it together, and he wasn't like, "Hey, I have this $billion idea for a sports franchise or a fitness franchise," or it was just a dude who was a really good trainer who rode his bike to work every single day and started getting really famous really good athletes and cops and soldiers into really good shape. And then the internet came along and his reputation spread like wildfire. And that's all that happened. There was he had no intention of it being just this global phenomenon. Just a dude who fucking lived in a 1-bedroom house with his wife and his kid in Santa Cruz, California, and opened the gym every morning at 5 a.m. And he was really smart and cantankerous and really opinionated and really well thought out and a great orator with a brilliant mind. And understood logic at a really high level. So he does this, and he gets a couple UFC fighters who wins gold. He gets a couple white guys who are the first white guys to go to Brazil and win the world championships. He gets all these people who want to be SEALs and that become SEALs, and so his reputation spreads, and the internet comes, and so it goes onto the internet, and it spreads like wildfire at a time when blogs were as popular as Instagram. So he has this blog, and it becomes hugely popular for people who want to learn this lifestyle protocol that he puts out there. And because of the product he was selling, there became the money. There wasn't a lot of overhead, right? So you're selling seminars at $1,000 a piece, and there's 60 people in them a weekend, and there's 25 a weekend. The money starts just pouring in, right? And then it's also the internet. And so he can put out something called the CrossFit Journal. And then people say to him, "Hey, can I call my gym a CrossFit gym?" So then he says, "Sure, why not?" And they start paying him money. Now you'll see all these idiots on Reddit who use the word marketing, and this was the plan. There's no plan, guys. There was no plan. It was just fucking being just winging it. And because he has a fucking amazing brain, and he's not a sellout, the brand grew really strong. That's what a brand is. A brand grows really strong based on the brand when it has conviction, integrity, and values. So the brand grows and grows, and there's a shit ton of extra money laying around. And I mean a shit ton. Now, at Enron, when there was a shit ton of money laying around, it was used for whores. These are girls like who you can pay them money. It attracts girls who you can pay them money, and you can put your penis in their pussy.
Nice.
And then there was this. Then they get cocaine. It's this white powder that comes from South America that you snort up your nose, and then you can even get more pussy. And you have huge parties, and that's and you buy private jets, and you start doing all of this stuff with your extra money. Greg didn't do that. He didn't do cocaine, and he never got whores, and so he had to use the money somewhere else, or he did use the money somewhere else. I thought he should have invested in real estate. I was always like, "Hey, dude, you should buy a new house every month." But he spent a significant amount of money on a party called the CrossFit Games. And so these people started coming to this party that he threw called the CrossFit Games, and it was really expensive. And there wasn't coke and whores there and Diddy parties. There were people there who partied using their fitness. It was a workout. There wasn't dancing. There wasn't blow. There wasn't like it wasn't a place to network. It was a place where you come and we crown the fittest human being alive. Well, people started taking it really, really seriously, right? And they started making, but it was being funded by all of this discretionary money. And so just like other people would get addicted, like you go to a party and you do coke for the first time, like that guy Rory did, and you could get addicted and start doing coke all the time. Or you start getting whores, or you get addicted to porn, you might start doing it all the time. Your friend when you're 11 shows you porn, and you've been beaten off till your dick falls off when you're 30.
Hell yeah.
But this, what he did, what Greg's guilty of, is getting people believing that there was something there that wasn't sustainable because of his extra money. He was throwing this party. And like every party, anyone who's ever been to a rave or whatever, it starts attracting different kind of people. There's people there who are entrepreneurs who are selling ecstasy. There's people there who are selling those glow sticks. There's people, selling lollipops. And so it started gathering this cohort of people who then were trying to leverage, which is fine. This is not a negative in any way. Who are trying to leverage and use their entrepreneurial skills around this fucking fitness party he was throwing. But it was all on the backs of people taking their level ones and paying affiliate fees. You have to understand that. That's all it was. It's not sustainable on its own. It's not its own entity. It's not a it's like quitting your job. Being a CrossFit Games athlete is saying I'm going to be a professional coke snorter. Like you can't do that. You can't quit. You have to get 3 jobs if you want to be a professional cocaine snorter. You have to be stealing, you have to be working, and you have to be homeless. I mean, you guys see what I'm saying? It's not a it's not its own thing. Yeah, pacifiers, necklaces, not candy in 97. My bad. Oh, candy pacifiers. Yeah, take that, Chris. And so you have to understand this model. Greg got people addicted to cocaine and horse. I mean, being CrossFit athletes, and yet there's no underpinning to support it other than the open, the affiliates, and selling level 1 seminars. That is what subsidizes all of that shit. It's really fucking simple. But then the people participating in it are, and so our loudest, the guy who's really pissed about the games, the dancers are now like, the rave dancers are like, no, we want more raves. We want more raves. Well, then that's why it's expensive to go to a rave. And then the cocaine dealers, we know who those are. And the pacifier sellers, they'll talk all sorts of shit and leverage all sorts of people and do all sorts of manipulative shit to keep this thing going because it's based on their livelihood. CrossFit, a whore got me addicted to cocaine and then dragged me into an affiliate.
Nice.
How do I become a professional weed smoker? Sevi has a bag on the desk. I can use it to get started. I took all the weed. I took like pounds of weed out of my office and shoved it into my